But I don't want you to tell me. I want you to show me. I want you to show me how much you care about each other, doing your job, not doing anything else, and finally being the team that we know we are. Not telling you. It's just not about top actions. You do your job for your brothers. You bring energy for your brothers. Does everybody understand that? Don't talk about it. Do it. Show it. Every friggin' snap on who you are.
Welcome in, welcome back. We're the Real Selection Committee. My name's Mike. This is Greg. Week 1 games here. There's some incredible games in week 1. We dove into 5 games of the week 1 here. What a great week here. I'm excited about this week here. Let's dive into the week. Starts off on Thursday night here. Thursday night. First game here is a big game that we think is very impactful. We just kind of briefly talked about it. We got Boise State versus South Florida here. The line opened at Boise State was favored by 10. Now it's at 6.5. So people are starting to believe the hype that you like here with South Florida here. It is in South Florida. You're right.
This is a great game, and you know if these two teams played in a power conference, this might be up for game of the year or game of the week. Game of the first half of the season. This game will go a long way into what happens with that group of 5. South Florida, for those of you who don't know, they graded in the grades I put on teams, which was more of an experience level. Starter level and stuff. They were the best team in the ACC or AAC for me. And the AAC has teams like Tulane and Memphis and Navy and Army and those teams in there that, they're not quite a power conference, but they're kind of the best conference that isn't power conference. I believe South Florida is the best of the lot. And Boise State is powerful. They're going to be strong. This is a game that might slide under the radar a little bit because they play Notre Dame and some of these other teams worrying about the Mountain West. And hey, it's just South Florida, right? To the casual fan, who's South Florida? They don't even know who they are. So I got this as upset alert. I got South Florida winning this game in a major upset. It's at South Florida. It's in the middle of the week. Everything's right for this. I'm taking South Florida.
Wow.
Making a statement right now.
Very good. Hey, to me, the Boise State is the team that we feel that's going to make it into the playoffs here. But if they dump this game to South Florida, I don't think they have a shot. They would end up losing that game and then losing to Notre Dame. This would be trouble. This would be trouble alert here that you're putting. You're putting Boise State on. I'm going to stick with Boise State. It's going to be a great game here. Boise State, this means a lot. They better come in ready to play in this game because I think South Florida is a good team, is capable of upsetting them.
Yes.
So what a great game there. I really like that game here. Let's move to our second game we picked is going to be Auburn versus Baylor.
Wow.
Here's another big game. A lot of people, there's growing hype going on with Auburn is getting right. This team is getting back into the mix. It's going to challenge for this SEC here. Key things for me is the quarterback play, right? Baylor's quarterback, Sawyer Robertson, is very good. Threw for over 3,000 yards, 28 touchdowns. I mean, this team, Baylor, could possibly challenge for this Big 12 here.
Yeah.
I think they got Bryson Washington, who's another stud running back. So let's dive into Auburn here. Auburn's quarterback is Jackson Arnold, who transferred from Oklahoma. Now, this is the guy that led Oklahoma to beat Alabama last year.
Yeah.
So this team, Auburn here, has got a lot of talent on their side here. Auburn is actually favored by 2.5 points. This game is is in Baylor. They got the home game here. How do you feel that this game's going to play out here?
This is a really hard game to call because both of these teams are looking like they could be much better in 2025 than they was in 2024. Auburn to me looks like a team that is on the rebound. Their recruiting got better. Their transfer portal got better. But I think Baylor was a better team at the end of last year. I called for Baylor going to be a team that's going to compete in the Big 12. It's in Baylor. Both teams basically being a mirror image of one another. I'm going to take the home team in this. I'm going to go with Baylor. Going to be a close one. We're going to see like the 28-24 type game here. I'm taking Baylor to win it.
Yeah. So let's see here. This is the first meeting since 1975 between these two teams. Baylor has a slight edge here. They're 2-1-1 record-wise here. So they don't play very much.
Yeah.
So this is an interesting matchup. Let's see. The over-under is 57.5. So it's kind of a higher scoring game here. I'm going to agree with you. I'm going to go with Baylor winning this game.
Yeah.
I think Auburn's got a lot of good positive things going on there. I think they're going to be a much better team again this year. But I'm kind of high on Baylor as far as one of those teams that's going to challenge for the Big 12 conference here. I agree. I go with Baylor, and I think this game is going to probably be like a 31-27 score here.
Absolutely.
Baylor.
And Auburn's a team to me that they're going to be like, at the end of the year, you might not want to play them. They're going to continue to grow because last year they were okay. They look, like I say, they look like a team that's on the rise again, getting back to what Auburn used to be. I just think it's going to wait, not next Saturday.
Right. Yeah, so there we have it. We like Baylor in this game.
Yes.
The next game we want to talk about is the biggest game of the week. The biggest kickoff of this year here is going to be Texas travels to Ohio State here. It's a noon kickoff. This game's Saturday. These teams, last time they played was in that Final Four here, and what a heck of a game there. Now a lot has changed since then. Both teams have lost a ton of players. Both are starting new quarterbacks. We got Texas with Arch Manning, who is the biggest hyped player.
Yeah.
A lot of talent. We feel that he's going to be great. And then Ohio State starting Julian Sand, who's another 5-star quarterback that went to Alabama and then transferred out and is now starting for Ohio State. So we feel there's going to be some great quarterback play. First game, they might start a little sluggish, but we feel these quarterbacks are going to have great seasons as well. So the challenge here is Ohio State's defense going against Texas offense. Can they contain Arch Manning? You know, he's got a solid running game behind him, and he's got a solid receiving game with Ryan Wingo. This is a team that's going to love taking deep shots on Ohio State, but we feel that Ohio State's strength is their defensive backfield. With one of the best players in college football, Caleb Downs is going to, be the captain of this defense there, and he's going to help.
Well, the key to this game, because I feel, let's go back to the playoff game just to make the analogy. The way these two teams are is the way the game looked when Texas was sitting on the 2-yard line going into tie. Dead even. That's the way this game looks. And of course, we all know what happened. We ain't going to play it through to get to the bad part for Texas. This game looks to me like that game looked to us when we were watching it live before we knew what was going to happen right now. Right on the edge. The key is, can Ohio State's defensive line get pressure? Because I do feel the defensive backfield and the linebackers are very good for Ohio State. Texas's offense is very good, the wide receivers and whatnot, and they got a really good running back on top of it. So can the defensive line pressure Arch Manning into making new starter mistakes. Because if you give Arch Manning time, he's going to carve you up.
Yeah, sure.
So, and then on the other side, does Julian Sand get the time he needs to find all these weapons
Yeah.
that we have?
Yeah.
And the offensive line certainly looks like they should be able to provide it for him.
They're improved, I feel.
We'll just have to wait and see. There's where the real bet, to me, the battle will be won on the defense of Ohio State and the offensive line of Texas. Because the offensive line of Texas, from the outside looking in, looks like they, not saying they're bad, but they're a little inexperienced.
It's a patchwork.
Them two lines look like they're dead even in experience. Which one wins that battle? That, to me, is what brings this game. Who wins this game, aside from a dumb penalty or a big play?
Turnovers are going to be a big thing here. Yeah, like you said, on the other side of the coin is Texas defense is loaded. Anthony Hill Jr. is All-American. Colin Simmons is a disruptive defensive line.
Yes.
They got great. Their front seven is great. So Ohio State's offensive line is going to be tested. This is going to be another mismatch here where we feel that we got to see, can Julian Sand get the ball out quick to these exceptional receivers here. That's going to be another thing to look for. Matchup to watch is the defensive line of Texas versus the offensive line. So in the trenches is going to be the biggest factor in this game here, I feel. It's right now, this line keeps moving. It keeps going. Yeah. We were at 4, now we're down to like 2.5. I seen it at 1.5 here as the point spread on this game here. This game is so close and contested here. 47.5 is the over under here. We feel it's going to be a little struggle because both these defenses are solid and very good.
Yeah.
So, how do you feel this game's going to turn out here?
Boy, I'll tell you what, I think it's going to end up being like a field goal. You know, a field goal separates these two teams. Obviously, I'm going to take Ohio State. I think Ohio State's slightly better. We've said that all through the preseason. And we feel the Buckeyes are just slightly better. And not to disrespect Texas, because both of us know Texas could easily win this game. So, but I'm going to take the Buckeyes in a 21-17 type game. And we feel it'll be kind of low scoring because you got new quarterbacks, you got a good defenses playing, a lot of pressure on these quarterbacks. So I expect some sloppy play early from both teams. I think Ohio State gets it done 21-17, 24-21, somewhere in that regard, and I'm going with the Buckeyes.
I feel that the home field advantage is going to offer a little bit and help out for Ohio State here. Both quarterbacks are getting their first big game exposure here. You can't really say Arch had any big game exposure. He played 2 mop-up games here, and so he's going to go against Ohio State's defense. Can they pressure him? Can they put him in bad situations? Can he get turnovers? Can Julian Sand run this team? This team is like a sports car here. Can he get in there and drive this sports car and move the ball down the field and put up points here? It's going to be a little struggle here. I'm going to go with Ohio State winning this game. I'm going to go 24-21. It's going to be close. And this ball could bounce either way for either one of these teams here. Good thing about this is whoever loses is still in the mix here.
Yeah,
They're still going to be in here.
The only thing that would give you cause for pause is if you got blown out.
You're right.
You know, but I mean, anything, touchdown, 10 points, you can't look at that as a season ender because you got 1 versus 3, right? You're number 1. You're on the road at Ohio State, starting a new quarterback. And then for those of you, Arch Manning has just as much pressure on him as Julian Sand. Maybe more because he's got to live up to the hype and the Manning name.
Right.
Julian Sand just has to live up to the national championship.
Right.
So, I mean, both these quarterbacks have a lot of pressure. So keep that in mind, whichever team wins or loses, that your kids are under a lot of pressure during this game. And they're gonna give their all. So we'll just wait and see.
Yeah, well, great game. I'm excited to watch that game. It's going to be exciting. So the
Yeah.
next game we're going to jump down to is going to be another crazy game here. It's going to be LSU versus Clemson.
Yeah.
LSU is traveling here to Death Valley. They're both Death Valley here.
Yeah.
Which one's the first one here, right? Yeah. Clemson's favored by 4 points in this game here. Now LSU is a team that is loaded as well.
Yeah.
They got Garrett Nessmeyer as the quarterback here going into the NFL. Exceptional receivers here. They got a lot of transfers, which even at the receiver position, Baron Brown and Aaron Anderson are two guys that are going to be in this LSU passing game here.
Yeah.
They're going to be studs. Offensive line is where we see a little chink in the armor here.
Yeah.
It's a little revamped. Defensive side is another side that's stacked with some transfers in here. LSU's ready. I mean, this game's going to be exciting. Now we look at Clemson here. Clemson's got Cade Klubnik, right?
Yeah.
Another superstar. This is the battle of the Titans at the QB position here. Clemson, we feel, has a lot of returning players, and we feel is probably one of the best offenses out there.
Yeah.
Superstars at the receiver position. Now the running backs are the one position where they need to get caught up to speed. They're a little behind there. Defensive front on Clemson has two studs on it, All-Americans there. Depth across both sides, offense, defense. So this is a battle of the Titans right here.
Oh yeah, and the thing that makes this game very interesting is it's a strength on strength, weakness on weakness game. The LSU defense graded very highly in the work I did, and the Clemson offense graded very highly in the work I did. And on the other side of things, LSU's offense graded okay, but not as well as their defense. And Clemson's defense was the same thing. Graded okay. So you got, like I say, it's perfect matchup. Just adds to the intrigue. Can Clemson's defense keep that offense looking inexperienced? Can LSU's defense stop what looks to be a very powerful offense?
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just wait and see. I think Clemson's just a little bit better everywhere. It's in Clemson as well. Not to say LSU can't win this game, because they can. They're an SEC team, and any SEC team that's good has a shot at beating you no matter where the game is.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm taking Clemson on this game. I think Clemson wins 27-20, somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah. This, I think, is going to be quite a battle here. I think I'm going to go with Clemson as well in this matchup here, just because, like you said, the returning talent, 85% of their production's back from last year. Yeah. So they are going to perform a little bit stronger on the offensive side. Defense, I think, underestimated. Like you said, they'll grow in as the season goes, and they'll get better and better. I'm high on Clemson here. I think Clemson gets it done. I'm kind of 28-24 on this score right here. I got Clemson winning it.
And you know, had it not been for a Texas-Ohio State game in this would be the game you'd be building the week around.
Yeah.
Because it's that good of a game.
Oh, I'm so pumped for this weekend. All these games
really
are
good.
Amazing.
Really good
amazing.
Quality start games.
Yes. All right, so last game we want to dive into and look at is another great game. We got Notre Dame traveling to Miami.
Yeah.
And this is a Sunday night game. Notre Dame's favored on the road by 2.5 points here.
Well, you know why that is. Because Miami looked atrocious in certain games last year. They couldn't hold the leads against teams that people thought were subpar.
Mm-hmm.
Miami's changed.
Mm-hmm.
They went out and put the work in.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's changed for Notre Dame? The quarterback.
Right.
They got an inexperienced guy this year. And that's not to say the kid is bad.
Mm-hmm.
He's young, right? And this is a tall task for a young player to have to come in. The only thing that works in his favor is maybe Miami's defense is still a little lost, because although they went out and did the work and the recruiting and the transfer portal in that backfield, defensive backfield, they still got to gain chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
But They don't say, "Oh, hey, you're a new guy. You get to start on the other
Right.
side of the field," right?
Yeah.
Tough game. Notre Dame's got the best running back in the country. That will certainly help C.J. Carr in this game. I think Miami's offense is loaded with studs. You got the Carson Beck coming over from Georgia, 2-year starter down there, had them on the cusp of great things. He's coming into a Miami team which is loaded with athletes, and I think the Miami offense is capable of lighting it up against anybody. What a game it's going to be. I'm going with Miami. I'm going with Miami in a 31-28 shootout.
Wow. Yeah, so, the biggest players kind of the watch, like you mentioned, the redshirt freshman, C.J. Carr for Notre Dame. Can he move this ball? Thing that's going to help him out is Jeremiah Love, is their running back, who's probably the best in the country.
Absolutely.
Notre Dame's loaded on the defensive side. They got all Americans over there. Xavier Watts is there. So this is a team, I think Notre Dame, talent-wise, with the exception of the new quarterback, has one of their better rosters that they've had in years. So this team is very good. Now, when you look at Miami, now they lost Cam Ward. How are they going to replace that? Well, they got Carson Beck to transfer from Georgia to go there. This guy has much more experience than C.J. Carr. That's the difference right here, right? Can Miami, my biggest thing is I know they hit the transfer portal hard, shored up this defense. This defense last year gave up a lot of leads, lost games. Can they maintain that? Can this team perform? What an awesome game here. I'm really interested to see how Miami performs. I feel they're a team that's capable of making these playoffs. This team is Miami. I think is very good here. I'm gonna take the road dogs here. I'm gonna take Notre Dame to win this game because I feel that Notre Dame is a little bit more talented. When I say more, slightly.
Yeah,
I think they have a better team. Love the coach in Notre Dame, Marcus Freeman. This guy had Notre Dame last year in the championship game.
Yeah.
Whole returning team except for the quarterback. And I think if this quarterback can pass the ball, because last year when you watched, Notre Dame couldn't throw the ball.
Yeah.
So if this guy can throw the ball, I'm gonna go with Notre Dame and win in this game.
That could happen.
And I think the scores, I think it's gonna be one of them like a 27-21 score here, Notre Dame.
Sure. I got it the other way around, but that's what makes college football so great. And the one thing I will say, we've gone over the games. 3 of the 5 games could end up being playoff games. Could end up being playoff teams, even though we don't necessarily have LSU in there. They certainly could get in there.
Oh yeah.
These matchups are great. This is great week 1, and there's several games we ain't talking about that are going to be.
Oh yeah.
It's going to determine how some of these teams end up.
Yeah. It's what a great week 1. I'm excited about this week here. Hey, if you can help us out, like and subscribe, hit the buttons there. That's real easy to do. Leave a comment on who you think's gonna win. Any other comments, any other games that you feel is gonna be impactful, or who's gonna make it into the playoffs, anything, just leave a comment. We'll catch you next week when we go over week 2, but week 1's here. College football is amazing. We're excited about it. We'll catch you next week.
Let's get it on. Peace.